People, Deluded, I'm back again. Big up all my Arsenal fans out there. I can get used to this winning stuff. No, I'm used to it. I just need to lift trophies. Now, we won the North London derby. We dealt with Bayern Munich. All attention now shifts towards the Sunday's clash against Chelsea. If we can make it 3 wins from 3, considering the contexts of these games and the blockbuster fixtures they are, we're laughing, people. It is only November or basically in December. So happy new month in advance. Nothing is won in November or December. We just need to keep going. But it's hard not to be excited. The gaffer's doing what he needs to do. Players are stepping in, when there's injuries. Obviously, the players that would be the best players on the pitch for us are doing the job. People are coming off the bench and making impacts. And for me, listen, we are not Real Madrid. We're not Bayern Munich. We ain't achieved what City have done. But the minimum for teams, especially big clubs, is to be competitive. And we are every ounce of that word. We're a competitive unit. We're a stubborn unit. We're great defensively. Kimmich is crying about we're just looking for set pieces and things of that ilk. As I say against many a team, if you know that's the case, don't give us those corners. We might just score from them. Stop being silly. And you're a damn liar. Because if there was one criticism, extreme nitpicking, that I would say in relation to the North London derby and obviously the game against Bayern Munich, we should have scored more. Mascara should have a goal. Marino should be doing the arch in 4. Rice could have bagged. Saka could have bagged. So less of that, man. Just hold your L. It was a fantastic spectacle, better yet. I haven't watched the second half again, but I've watched the first half again, and you know what you're going to get from Company and Mikel Arteta. Damn right, any manager in today's day and age, but you know what you're going to get from them too. They're disciples from the school of Pep Guardiola. They micromanage, they manage the half spaces well. What their teams look like on paper and what you actually see go out there is a different kind of thing. We obviously took the lead, which was great. Unfortunately, last 3 games, it's a crisis. We haven't kept a clean sheet, but we bounced back. And for me, second half, we smelt blood. Really. Every player stood up to be counted. Declan Rice, to call you world class at this point, there needs to be another word. Declan Rice has made 105 million look cheap. I haven't heard anyone mutter a damn thing about him and his price tag. Zubamendi obviously won the corner for the goal from Timber. Big up Timber. I actually think Saka did well watching the game again. Eze, you were involved in the build-up for when Calafiori's put it across for Madueke. Obviously, you've given that fantastic assist for Martinelli. Big up Martinelli, big game player. All in all, I'm a happy lad, man. And psychologically, I do think we forget, we talk about players and tactics and those kind of trivial topics, but psychology and all these kind of things are very important aspects. And my players believe it doesn't matter who the hell you're playing against. We respect everyone, but we feel we can do a job. And that we've been starved of that feeling during the Emirates era. Let's be honest. It's only really been in the last 3 years of the 4 that we've been fighting for a title that we've had that. Because the first year we bottled the league. Obviously, we weren't in Europe, people. So, yeah, man, I think, I've seen us, whether we've won, lost or drawn, I've seen us against Inter, against Real Madrid, against Manchester City, against the bigger teams in the Premier League, and also not necessarily the bigger teams in the Premier League, but like Areola, Bournemouth, how good they are tactically and things of that ilk. Obviously, Paris Saint-Germain 3 times last season. Actually, Bayern Munich going back to 2023-24. And somebody mentioned in the chat Real Madrid. I've seen us compete. We're that good now. It's just now about silverware. We're there now. Like we're closer to silverware than going the other way. So we have to keep our feet on the ground, but keep moving. As much as I like the Bayern Munich game and the North London derby and everything we've done up until this point, it's irrelevant now. It's not irrelevant, but it's irrelevant. You have to look forward. You've got Chelsea. Then it's a quick turnaround from Chelsea because we've got another London derby against Brentford. Then next week, people, Wednesday. Then after Brentford, obviously, we've got Aston Villa away. We know what Emre's on. I don't need to tell you about how relentless the fixture calendar list is, whether it's the Premier League or all comps. I don't need to tell you what we're facing. And also, anytime there's been adversity, whether we've won, lost or drawn, there's no excuses. Cool, there's no Gabriel Magalhaes. Whether it's Mascara yesterday or Hincapié against in the North London derby, step in, etc. The only criticism is that we didn't score more. Maybe we could have done better for the goal we conceded. Miles Lewis-Skelly looked, he did look a bit rusty and he did struggle out there. They were capitalizing on that half space. Bit of a mixed bag because Thomas Tuchel was there. He's probably looked at Miles Lewis-Skelly as someone that's not really in rhythm. It's probably happy to see Madueke back. Obviously saw Rice, and you get where I'm going, man. Big up the girl gaffer. Brother, you're just what I need to end off a long Thursday at the office. Appreciate you lot. Smash the like button, get your thoughts in, all that kind of jazz. Tab police, look away now. There's beer tabs. 4 p.m. We're here with Unfortunately, DJB can't make it, but me and Ken will be here. And I need you lot to troll Kenny. I need you lot to ask the difficult questions. I need you lot. I've already got to prepare questions about Arteta and things. I know where he's going to go. Big up Kenny. We love him. But I need you lot. Deluded, what you saying, man? Big up yourself, Tyrone. Who's your man of the match? Couple man could get that, but I don't think you can look beyond Declan Rice, if I'm honest with you, man. I'm not going to gas it and say he was head and shoulders above everyone, but I do think he was. I think he did his 8 stuff. He was involved in the build-up to one of the goals as well. He's everywhere, innit? It's Declan Rice. Like, he's everywhere. His role was a bit different yesterday, I feel, in that probably had to be a bit more street smart. It feels mad saying this about Declan Rice because I know he's been playing in a more advanced role at Arsenal for a couple of years now, but I still subconsciously have him as a 6. But he wasn't, or he couldn't be as adventurous as he normally is. He was still doing elements of it, but he had to probably be a bit more street smart. Like if it was a boxing match, 9 times out of 10 he can go out there and just try to punch man up, get them out of there in the first round. Yesterday it was more, you have to see how the rounds go, throw a couple jabs, hug where you could. I think he chaperoned where he could. I think he done his 8 stuff. So Declan Rice, without a doubt, man, if I'm honest with you, big up the whole team, you know, the whole team, down to Mikel Arteta. And I'd even say, where is Andre Alberto? Because normally I became accustomed to seeing, you know, all the coaching staff and Andrea Berta, like the camera would pan to him. Maybe, who knows, man, he's getting preparations done for next summer and January. But the last 2 games, maybe I'm wrong and I've missed it, but where is Andrea Berta? Because this couldn't be done without you. Even the Cronkies, man, spud me, man. Big up DG. We're actually good watching at the stadium. Nobody was worried. Martinelli stocks, she was right not to sell. I told Man Celo, don't sell Martinelli stocks. He's in for an inconsistent player. We're a long way away from obviously that mad season he had where not just him, a bunch of players were bagging. One thing that's remained consistent, if I'm lying, I'm frying. Go look in the last 4 seasons, yeah. Big games, he's there. Sevilla away, he was there. Bilbao away, he was there. Manchester City, he's always there. Liverpool, he's there. Yesterday against Bayern Munich, he's there. Oh, Martinelli, and big up Noni Madueke as well, man. Like, that was beyond the obvious. That would have probably been the nicest moment for me because I think he deserves his goal. Obviously, football fans, you have to, where we look at Noni Madueke, yeah, I feel you're like on this channel, we're centralists, in it. You're allowed to say, oh, I don't know if Noni Madueke takes us to the next level. Should we be buying more Chelsea castaways? You know, all of these kind of things. But then there was that side that took it too far, petitions, abusing, all of that kind of stuff. And the best thing I could say is fans on social media, fans at the ground, obviously people connect to Arsenal. They've given Noni nothing but love. And you're seeing every now and again a bit more personality, smiling a bit more. Great time to obviously get your goal. Because that was my thing. I wasn't sanctioning Madueke. I couldn't tell you who else to buy, but I think maybe I still stand on maybe that 50 million could have went elsewhere. But I understood, all right, if this is what we're doing, that's what we're doing kind of thing. The one big thing I would say about actually Eze, but he's finding goals and assists, but Noni Madueke, you're very good at getting into the box and getting into, like how you scored yesterday, get into those areas. But on paper, like with my eyes, it shows me that. On paper, it doesn't reflect that. So I need goals. They're the kind of things, them unglamorous ones. And to be fair, I think I can never say his name, Latimer, Lamia, or whatever. I thought Saka missed for watching it first time, yeah, but watching it again, he's just nicked. I think Rice had an effort or something, or Rice has played Saka. He's just nicked it off his toenail, man, or that would have been a tapping, man. That would have been a tapping. Kimmich, big up Nathan. Kimmich is sour grapes. Bayern's goal, ironically, came from a long ball in the build-up. However, I feel we have 1 feet in the next phase of the CL up the Gunners. Oh, it is. End of the day, yeah. Go out. For me, I wanted to go strong. I understand resting and things like that. And, you know, we got to box smart. And if we believe in our squad, anyone could go out there. All of those kind of things, you're not wrong. For me, you shouldn't be ruled by these emotions, but I was on revenge against Bayern. Clearly, you know, Bayern, it's a bad day. You know, you put up the scoreboards between Arsenal and Bayern. They've got our number. But I wanted some revenge. I wanted a bit of momentum, which the gaffer keeps waffling about, momentum. And, you know, you win a North London derby, you beat Bayern Munich, you keep your feet on the ground, but you're puffing out chest. So I was on the momentum thing. 3, both teams are superb in the Champions League as well, as shown. Like Bayern's, well, it's not perfect anymore, but it's also nice off topic. Spurs were unbeaten away, dealt with that. Bayern were unbeaten this season, dealt with that, you know, eradicated that. But they're an informed side. They're a great side. I don't think you can talk about resting, man. If we was playing Paphos respectfully, you can rest, man. And then suddenly we'd still go through. But it starts to look a bit negative if you don't get the result against Bayern. Club Brugge away is going to make no mistake. That's going to be very difficult. If that goes left, we're looking at it differently. I have this mentality of mathematically confirmation to the next phase, even though we know we're going there. Then Ben White can come in and do all of these kind of things, if I'm honest with you. Big up Mascara and Hincapié as well. Flexibility defensively. It's a shame, though, man, that Gabriel Magalhaes. Football's weird, you know, in that some of the best results we've had over the last few years, yeah, maybe they're not. Maybe if we had a fit side, maybe we don't necessarily achieve that. That's not me saying the players are not good enough. I just think sometimes that's how life works. But my heart bleeds for Magalhaes. You've had 2 big injuries in 2025. He was robbed of a great moment in the 2 games against Real Madrid and a great night yesterday. And for me as well, I'd also say we know we've obviously improved since 2023-24, yeah. But I felt like we came of age. This ain't a criticism, but the only things I would say about what we've done at this point, what we've done this week and hope to do against Chelsea, I would have loved for it to have been the back end of the season, if that makes sense. And obviously, we did beat PSG in the league phase, different dynamics, but we beat them in the league phase when it was crunch time, whatever way we shape it. It's not that we bottled it and we got scared, but we didn't go through. So the dynamics are very different if you're playing the Bayerns in the quarters, in the semis, because we poked the bear now. Couple of their players kept Kane, who I don't know if he played yesterday. I'm sure he'll be at the parade. You've seen his images when he was a child of being at Arsenal's parade. He said, "I'm sure we'll meet, but I'm sure we'll meet Arsenal in the knockout phase." Company said the same. They're on it, and to be fair, the goal they scored it with that Carl guy is going to be a world-class player. In it, he's absolute mustard, if I'm honest. But you know, that's something we need to learn. Obviously, this is football. There is going to be space. People are going to get opportunities. To be honest. Is it Slazovic or Stankovic? I can't never say his name, or Pavlovic. Can't say his name. He's a quality, youngish kind of player. He probably should have, just before half time, quote unquote, he probably should have put the ball in the back of the net and flipped the dynamics. But going back to this, long ball from Kimmich. Obviously, he's found Gnabry or whatever it was, and there's a tap in. Those are what the best teams can. We can do that to teams. Those are what the best teams can do. So yeah, man, keep it going. Winning and losing, both of them can be contagious. Look with Liverpool, they can't buy a win. Everything's going wrong. Same way when you're in a good moment and you're doing well, everything you touch it turns to gold. You're going to see bangers. You're like against Atletico Madrid, you're going to see it go in off a player's ball sat. All of these things are going to happen. So big up the boys for yesterday, man. Big up the boys. We can't be arrogant. We still got a task to do. There's many bumps and bruises, twists and turns in every competition that we're playing in. But you can only, in my opinion, I try to be only. Well, when things are going right, I kind of look for things to improve. When things are going bad, I look if there's anything to be encouraged about, because that's what made me buy into Arteta. Because when we was actually shit for a sec, and I could see what you was doing defensively. But yeah, as I was saying, let's just keep going. There's many bumps and bruises, twists and turns, but one game at a time, feet on the floor. There's no reason as to why we can't be confident about us. Not arrogant, not sitting here saying, I know some of you are going to say, we're going to win the treble, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I hear that. Listen, I want that as well. But we have to go out and achieve it. We're playing well. We're doing all right. Like, even sometimes, I always look at, it ain't been the case in the last few games, people, and I think we've shown an ability to do this, not just this season, but last season, and actually the season before that, if I'm completely honest. How good are you at your worst? How good are you when things go wrong? How good are you when things go out of the game plan? So it is great. And I must admit, we got to act like we've been here, man, to see, like, it's a healthy respect, but to see the amount of men that are behind the ball from a Bayern Munich perspective, whether that's because of what company wants to do or whether that's because of what company wants to do to mitigate against us. It's amazing, man. Big up my players, man. You know, whether, you know, you're like Rice, you're kind of on the next level from minute 90 to minute 0 to 90. You're, you know, an Eze who weren't playing to the standard of Rice, in my opinion, was having a good game, can make something happen out of nothing like that. That's what you need, because reality is semi-finals of these competitions, yeah, tactics, ethos, all these things are relevant. But when you get to the knockout stages, you know, people smash the like button. It's just about getting over the line. And a part of that might just have to be individual brilliance. We're not Real Madrid, but I've seen Real Madrid be tactically outdone across 2 legs plenty of times. But just when it looks like what's going to happen, they're out of the competition, bang. And I don't want to go back in time, yeah, but you see how we're moving across all aspects. The coaches, Mikel Arteta, when to overcomplicate, when to keep it simple, when to make changes. Obviously, the transfer market with Berta and Cole bringing in 8 players. I can't go back in time. But a part of me wishes, yeah, we did that. And maybe it would have went left. But I wish we did this last year, if that makes sense. Because I look at that PSG game and we probably still would have lost. But, you know, Partey's gone. you're down the shitter kind of thing, if that makes sense. So yeah, man, we just have to keep it flowing, man. Speaking of psychology, Tom Canton, big up Tom, man, didn't like it when I pointed out how Arteta's team has lacked the mentality. I called it fragile and said beating Bayern would be a mental boost. He lost it. Big up Tom. I wouldn't say we're mentally fragile. I don't think we're mentally fragile anymore. I don't think we get shook. And, you know, there's been times at Arsenal where, let's be honest, 9 times out of 10, it used to be Saka who would turn up, or even many a player before them. Like, I used to see players hide in their shell. Whether you're as young as Mascara and not as much of a shirt seller as Bakayo, everybody is standing up to be counted. The gaffer and the coaching staff are living and breathing every kick. So I don't think it's a mentality. It's still, you could say it's a mentality thing, but I don't think it's that kind of previous mentality issue we had where guys are scared and we're nervous and we're overly admiring. I couldn't tell you what it is, but I think it's shifted into something else in that we're only going to be able to say we're over it when we're into those semi-finals or crunch time in the Premier League, and God forbid, but there's a, both, City or Chelsea, whoever, there's a point separating, the thing is fluctuating. That's kind of where we're at now, people, really. But for me, if our players are fit, them times there, it's scary, but not for us Arsenal fans, man. No other team possesses any challenge, really, unless some other clubs is being underestimated by who? Atletico, maybe. Again, I don't think you can take too much stock in things until you get to the knockout stages, if I'm honest with you. Obviously, we're doing well, but this is November. What is going to be said in May? PSG, at this point last year, they weren't the best performing team in Europe. They were becoming that. Like, they got a trick out of Dembele. Dembele and Luis Enrique were beefing those times. So we'll have to see. And once you get to the knockout stages, it's for everything we're discussing. But so far, so good, man, at this moment in time. If people don't believe now, then I would argue they don't know football. They're not, I wouldn't well, for you lot on this platform, because you're rocking with me. So we all think differently, but kind of from the same school of thought. We're not sitting there saying we're going to win everything and the Tour de France and things. And we know there's certain hurdles we have to cross. But you should be able to believe in this team's ability to be competitive and get a result. Again, this is football. You're either going to win or lose. Obviously, if it's a league game, a draw, you get the point. And this is why I think the players and the club, they deserve us to be bullish about our chances, because the alternative universe, what we've seen before, if we're, losing every week and individual mistakes and all the negatives we've seen, if we were performing like that, then by all means, be pessimistic. I'm just saying, keep your feet on the ground. The team looks decent. We're doing what we need to do. We're gonna stumble. Again, a week's a long time in football. Think about everything we've spoken about. For some of you, we're losing your shit in pre-season for transfers, let alone that North London derby in Singapore, Hong Kong, wherever it was. Then you go into the season. Man United, we got the 3 points. We're happy with the result, not necessarily the performance. Liverpool, I do think the second half, Arteta, you could have been a bit more proactive, but around them kind of periods there, it was all the handbrake and the gaffer's negative, and the gaffer, the gaffer might get sacked. The players are good enough, the gaffer's not. Personally, and I hope that we win the league, because I genuinely feel, I will look at that Newcastle game. That Newcastle game, I couldn't tell you what happened, but it feels like a switch was flipped, if I'm honest with you, in Mikel Arteta and his coaching staff and in his players. Obviously, we stumbled against Sunderland. Long story short, if you're 15 minutes away in any Premier League game from winning, you need to. We didn't defend well enough. A draw was a fair result. There were things we could do better. And again, remember the game the next day, what was said? You remove that and fast forward 1 week, we win the North London derby, all the ops lose. You see what is said now. And who knows what's going to be said with Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea are going to win the league, but put yourself in Chelsea's Chelsea shoes. Their fans might not say it. Their players might not say it. Their club might not say it. They might genuinely believe like a Premier League wasn't the ambition this season, even though I don't know if that was Liverpool's last year. Points tally-wise, you get a result against Arsenal. They go and F up against Villa or Brentford. You're in it. So as cliche as it is a London derby clash. It is a top of the table clash. It is a 6-pointer and things. And for me, beyond the obvious, again, I've got a big up Kwaku. He's on TalkSport. You see me with him. Does great stuff. I've got a preview coming out tomorrow where we kind of spoke about all of this kind of stuff. So yeah, man, got you lot sorted. That's actually why I'm here a few moments later, people. Always thinking about you. After 10 games, I'll see how Arsenal table look. By then, if we don't secure a lead, it's RIP. The only time I'm going to take the table serious is February. February is where I begin to start looking at the table. Where I really look at it is May, if I'm honest with you. Listen, a domestic cup, the league, any trophy, just get it done. After 5 years, the club and the players need to experience winning the game. I think that's where the gaffer's at. Obviously, because of the outside noise in that, yeah, we can see Arsenal's a good team, compete. There's bare statistics. There's bare good things. They're making history in certain ways. But the one thing that they're missing are the trophies. So I hear that. I think our players need it as well, because it can't be nice to be so close and so far. I would want, if you could give me the Champions League today, I've said this many a times, if you offered me the Prem or the Champs, not both, because we'll be greedy, the Prem or the Champs, for me as a fan, I want the Champions League. We ain't done that. Remember 2006? There was a time any half decent, any big team would just move to us in the league and obviously in the Champions League. And then you throw in the Monacos, and I know it's Europa League, but Sport in Lisbon, there's been else. I want the Champions League. And I wouldn't say that not the case with the players, because I do genuinely think maybe our continental players, if you could offer them, like ask them off the rip, would you rather the Prem or the Champs? You can only have one. I think maybe the foreign players might go for the Champions League, if I'm honest. But I do think as a collective group, I think it will be more damning psychologically if we don't win the Prem versus if we don't win the Champs, purely because of the landscape that we've had in these last few years, man. So yeah. What do you mean? Why are you laughing at Martinelli stocks? You're not laughing now. I can't lie. I've got like 1 million stocks. I sold about 10, break a little profit. We're here. And you know what the saddest thing about yesterday is? Trossard. It's that thing again. The minute 1-2 players start coming back, another one breaks down. But again, this is the name of the game. This isn't something isolated to Arsenal. This is just literally the name of the game, people. Injuries in football are like chefs cutting their fingers or a policeman getting verbally abused. Like, it comes with the territory type of thing. And beyond the obvious, a bitter pill to swallow with Trossard, because I did feel he made that left wing his own. He was in a rich moment of form. I do think arguably could have been one of our best performing players at this moment in time. Obviously, Trossard was getting into a bit of form. Eze's starting to, he's fitted in. He's starting to not only fit in, but stand out, really feeling himself. Saka, I think, is getting back into the groove of things. Obviously, we need goals. We're all waiting for the return of the Yokerezes and these kind of guys. I've been saying that. Now I want my attackers to start doing what they're kind of doing, and we're going to be without that. But is what it is, man. Where one player's out or one player's not performing, others can step up. Like, I don't know Arteta's thinking for the left-hand side with Chelsea. Obviously, we're going to have to see in the press conference. I don't know. We hope Trossard was just a precaution and prevention is better than cure. But I always say we have to hope for the best and prepare for the worst. So if he is out, I don't know who he goes with on that left-hand side. Do you go with Martinelli chomping at the bit? Do you go with Madueke? A part of me feels it probably is. Do you even go with Eze? Even though right now, I definitely with Chelsea, I don't feel it's the time to be moving things around, like putting Eze left wing when he's finally looking a bit settled just to bring in Odegaard. Even though if it works and it isn't the worst of shouts, and a lot of people, let's be honest, were saying until this week, we like Eze, but he's a left winger. Obviously, the hat-trick has flipped things. I don't know. For me, I'd lean to, if Jesus was fit, he'd be the one in it. I mean, could you go with Max Dowman or Wanyeri just in terms of experience? Do we copy what we saw with Tierney last year? It's mad, isn't it? Last season, Tierney was playing left wing. Big up Tierney as well. Do you go with Miles Lewis-Skelly left back, Calafiori? No, I'm joking. I'd probably go Noni. My immediate bias is Martinelli, and I don't know, maybe it's tactical reasons, but I'm inclined to believe, based on what I've seen in the last 2 games or the minutes they've played, we're still, obviously Noni's still recovering and all that kind of stuff, and Martinelli the same. But it feels like, for me, Noni might be a bit more ahead of his recovery, or, ready to begin life, because it could have been tactical reasons, purely tactical reasons. But Noni came on again in the North London derby. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Martinelli actually didn't. He actually didn't. Yesterday, obviously, as soon as Trossard went down, Martinelli, prior to this season, or maybe at some point, you could argue he was the first choice left winger type of thing, innit? It would normally be him, but Noni came on against Bayern and played significant minutes. So for me, I'm inclined to believe it's a Madueke thing. And obviously, goals are like London buses. You don't get none for a minute, and then you start getting 2 or 3 if you're Eze. Noni scored yesterday against Bayern Munich. The only thing that you could do better for Arsenal fans is bagging against your former team, which we've seen Rice do in the last few years, which we've seen Marino do this year, Eze do this year. I feel like I'm missing someone else out, but you get the point, innit? Big up, John. Afternoon, DG. Right back at you and everyone in the platform. Best thing about yesterday was the lads back from injury and what they'll bring going forward. We just have to fingers, toes, everyone stays fit. For me, obviously, our attack prior to the pre-season, prior to international break and things like that, the injuries were kind of clustered in our attack, innit? And then during the international break, we had a little bit of a scare with Calafiori. We know Hincapié is fit, but He had groin surgery prior to the North London derby, only played 20 odd minutes of Premier League football. We're still kind of playing a bit of a game with him. Unfortunately, Magalhaes went down. I don't want injuries, but I'd rather injuries in attack. If I'm honest with you, I'd rather them in attack, man. I don't feel we can afford the defensive injury. And for me, God forbid, as optimistic as I am, and we don't get it twisted from what I'm about to say, we still have to fight and we can't cry and all of those kind of things. I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, yeah. And it's not just that; it's just him. God forbid, but if we lose Declan Rice, pack up the season. I don't think it can be done. I genuinely don't. So let's not even get into all of that. Berta is working on the Semenyo thing. DG, keep calm and carry on. Fair play. Martinelli was probably playing an injury. Now he had a good rest and he's back. Martinelli transition, super sub thing is cash money, in it. It's time to believe. This isn't Kivior backing up Magalhaes. This isn't Sterling backing up nobody. Now, I lie that with Sterling, man. Bet you Premier League legend. Arguably, Sterling kicked this off. There's got to be, you look at what Sterling's done at Manchester City and what he's won and, being good with being a young player and things like that. Sterling is signed for us on loan. Young players are playing well in our shirts and they're getting called up for England or bumping up the England rates. We're now getting into another realm. You can't discredit Sterling. Like I genuinely think Sterling might have even taught Mikel Arteta something, the Jamaican-born England and international. Am I shameless? You can bet your bottom dollar. This isn't Holding backing up Saliba. This is a different team. It's time to believe. Trust. Yeah, he's good. He makes chances. The Chelsea wing is positive. Declan Rice, we only got him for half the price. Come on, CeeLo, Sadiq, one love. Big up yourself and big up everyone in the chat. I got my hands up about about Martinelli, but he's always better as a super sub rather than for the whole night. Listen, I was in the trenches with Martinelli. You lot were onto me. So whether he's a super sub, whether he starts, just to see his name in lights and Bandulu celebrations is great. And go and watch that goal again, yeah, because Kimmich, you're a dickhead as well, saying we're only going long. Elise's had his pocket picked by Gabby Martinelli. And this is why I watch games again, because football is about relationships and synergy and things like that. And we know Eze has now set up Martinelli twice type of thing, right? Martinelli's nicked it from Elise. At some point, I think Marino's been involved in it. But when Martinelli's nicked it off Elise and recycled, he's on his bike immediately. So that's somebody thinking, and he knows someone can find him. Obviously, Eze's done the rest. Big up Manuel Neuer, because I am happy. I couldn't have predicted that, yeah, but there was a couple of times throughout that game, Neuer's flying off his line. I'm thinking, bro, you're not a spring chicken anymore, innit? And we're not the team to do this. This is why people need to stop being shameless about my football club. Say what you want. Ask us all the questions. We can score from set pieces. I don't mind being boring. Are you not entertained? I'll say that in the last 2 games, especially with, because we ain't crying about injuries. I don't see no Gyökeres. I don't see no Havertz. I don't see these things. Hey, up the Gunners, man. Up the Gunners. The Chelsea winger dribbles and he's Saka back up. Who are you talking about? The Chelsea winger. Are we buying someone else from Chelsea? A well-rested Saka is good. Even take it. I think Saka. I wasn't crying about Saka coming off yesterday, but that things like that show me how far we've come, because there will be times again. Like, don't get twisted. There'll be times, because this is what managers do. Sometimes a man is looking tired, but he might, or a player, not Saka yesterday, but a man might be having a bad game, but you're keeping him on. I'm sure even Arne Slot with that example. I know Salah isn't what you lot want to hear, but he might just keep. But even a Haaland, these guys might not be playing well in the game, but one chance they might be gone. There's been previous years, regardless, Saka's not coming off. We can't. Like, you could be hobbling around, we could see blood in your sock. You're not coming off. So to see him come off, and yeah, we know Madueke and Martinelli, these guys are nowhere near Saka, but they're pieces to a puzzle. They're tools in a toolbox. So big us up. Is Timber our best defender? Brother, run the conversations, because I think in many aspects you can't say Timber isn't. In many aspects you have to say it's Gabriel Magalhaes. I do think you have to say it's Saliba. It's a mad thing, because it's like, when you're younger and you watch MTV Cribs and the rappers got, like, they show the cars and they got bare cars, Lambos and Ferraris and Aventadors and Escalades and all these things. That's how I look at our defenders. Mascara, you are going to be the reason Berta leaves this football club, because I keep saying this. That has to be an illegal deal. That has to have been brown envelope. 13 million quid in 2025. 13 million quid. And big up Mascara, but we were linked to them times there. We didn't get him, but we were every now and then. The Athletic said if there was a deal to be done for Gurhi, we're on that. Obviously, Howson, we threw our hat into the ring. Victor Rice, who's obviously gone on loan from City, was in the ring. Jarrell Hatto, a player I rate a lot, was in the ring. You managed to pivot, go and bring in a man that is significantly more, plays that's not the right way to put it. Plays a lot more mature than his 21 years of age for 30 million. I don't want to be that guy to talk about resale and that, but you can help us in the short, medium, and long term. There is that luxury where you could be sold for a profit. Obviously, when the time comes and Saliba and or Gabriel move on, you've got a next one. And by the time that happens, and we're looking at Mascara, if he hasn't dislodged one of those in any capacity, the next one is already there. And you know what? I'm still not giving up on the Mascara right back deputy head of timber type of thing. Obviously, I'm not saying settle Ben White and all that, just but you get the point. And big up Manchester City. Beating German teams at home are not easy. Boy. So yeah, good question. Boy, nasty question. Good nasty question. Gun to my head. Best defender at Arsenal. Gabriel Magalhaes. Timber. Saliba. Brazil bias, Magalhaes. It's the only way to settle it, man. Gabriel can walk. He'll be back soon enough. Bro, Bayern used to... Bro, let's not even talk about them days there. We all know what Bayern used to do to us, innit? We all know what Bayern Munich used to do to us, the nasty things they used to do. First 11 if everyone's fit. If we're purely looking at an ability and fitness and that kind of thing, and not like this one's in a bit of a good run of form, that one, he's first choice, but he's playing negatively, all that kind of stuff. If we're just looking at it basically, for me, it has to be 12 players, man. I wish we could play 12 players. Obviously, the team kind of picks itself. Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba, Timber, Raya, Subamendi. Zubimendi, Rice, Martin Odegaard, Eze, you're gonna have to just do it for me left wing. We'll do drifting and that. We'll make it. The best team has to have Eze in there. Eze, we'll make it happen. We'll make it work. Trust me, we'll make it work, my boy. We'll make it work. Or could you go Gabriel Magalhaes? Either way, we'll make it work. Eze, don't watch that. Eze left wing on paper. Obviously, the boy Bakayo on the right hand side. Victor Glockeret through the middle. I've purposely left out left back. For me, it is Miles Lewis-Skelly, but then it is Calafiori. And I genuinely don't care who it is. Like, Miles Lewis-Skelly's my guy. You look rusty. You took an L yesterday. You're still sick. It is what it is. Calafiori, your quality right now. It's your spot in it. You lot fight it out. Don't really care. Rate both of you, man. Didn't think we get it. We need to talk about some tacticals in the chat that we're calling for MLS to be our starting six in the summer. Come outside, please. To be fair with you, Miles Lewis-Skelly is not going to get a look in midfield if you switch off defensively. Because if you switch off at fullback, at midfield, and I genuinely feel, and obviously they're learning. The best learning things that Miles Lewis-Skelly and Wanyeri could do, get up to speed with what Arteta wants you off the ball in every moment of the game. If you're centre mid or a left back, I need to stand here. I need to do this. I need to press that. But I expect that. Man. So big them up. Great squad. And then even that, 19-year-olds look like a 19-year-old lad out there, rusty 19-year-old. We made it happen. There's no scapegoat stuff. Our players coming back. Jesus coming back. Kai to be better. Huh? Our players coming back. Jesus coming back. Kai to better an early injury than a late one. I hear it, man. Arsenal needs to secure the big gap. Our season always had injuries slowing us down. Bro, even if the whole squad breaks down, it's no excuse, bro. Like, by hook or by crook, forget the fans. You can never forget the fans. Mikel Arteta, your coaching staff and your players, before you can talk about letting me down, letting the fans down, you would have let yourselves down. You lot would do yourselves a big disservice, which I feel has, when it's all said and done, you lot are this period, your players individually, collectively, tactics, you lot are too good to look yourselves in the mirror in May and say, yeah, we fell short. You lot are too good not to win silverware. Go out there and grab it. You're too good. I look around and forget ability. Because I see desire, I see passion, I see players that want it, I see players that rather die than concede, I see players that rather die than not score, I see players that all want to be men of the match or whatever you want to say. I see players that are buying fully into what this club is. I don't see no one coasting. I don't see happy campers on the bench. You lot are too good collectively to not win silverware. Go and do it. Go and do it. It would obviously be a disappointment to me, to you lot in the chat, to fans around the world. But before that, I don't want you lot to look yourselves in the mirror and you ain't won stuff. You don't need to win stuff, create memories. Those of you that are eligible and within a chance of playing in the World Cup, why don't you go win that? Pre-season, we start again, because I'm going to be even more harsher when we win that Premier League title, if we win it. Because the only way is down. Literally, you can only go down. And when you've achieved something in life, think about a goal or a hope or aspiration or an ambition you lot have got in your life, whether that's whether that's learning for a test or learning new skills. How many times have you fought tooth and nail to learn a skill? You achieve it, and then it kind of goes for short to the point where you might be forgetting stuff. You might want to learn Spanish and you're learning Spanish, you're sharp at it. You pass your test or whatever you need your Spanish for. And it's not that it goes away, but you're not as sharp. The only way it's done. And that's why I'd always admire. That's why I think the only thing harder to do than win the Premier League is to win it and retain it. And I think that about stuff in life. That's why I know people won't give him his credit, but I have to admire Pep Guardiola for what he's did. I know Klopp obviously only won one Premier League, but consistently being up there with a bastard of a Man City team. So Alex Ferguson, purely just in terms of longevity. And actually not the same. Big up Wenger, same way. Stamina and motivation, fruits of the labour and that Emirates era, were enjoying the fruits of the labour sort of thing. But I'm not going to say I admire Arteta about it because you ain't won silverware and things like that. But you've had, as Wenger used to say, stamina and motivation, bro. Like you stumbled bare times. The men have got up again and again, and the players as well. You lot are too good. It ends now, bro. It actually has to, like, enough's enough. May 2026. Fucking win stuff. Simple as that. You lot are good enough. We're competitive again. The project, all that bullshit is done. Go win stuff. Go win stuff. Go win stuff. You're seeing the rivals. They're hoping and praying on our downfield, and all they're doing is glazing us. Now, we don't want none of that from you lot. We don't care. We don't even want you lot to even, you lot can, you know what you lot can do? You lot go and criticize referees and stuff. Because when us Arsenal fans were here front line, you lot deserted us. Fuck all of you lot. Let's win stuff, man. And let's win stuff. Even me, I've become a villain. When I grew up, when I was younger, I used to admire in movies. I used to admire the superheroes. Then I got older. I started to understand the villains. Wounds heal, but you never forget the taste of certain tears. And I want tears of joy. I don't want tears of agony. I don't want to do the what if things again because I've got enough what ifs in the last 3 years. Dream World, you win not only one Premier League, but you do the three-peat. You do the double, retaining it at a minimum. You might win a Prem and a Champs once or multiple times. You might have only won a Champs. You might have picked up a million domestic cups, but we did none of that. Oh no, cool. That's the past. Past brings regrets. The future brings uncertainty. No time like the present. That's the best way to affect. So let's just keep going. Feet on the ground. It was great yesterday. It is irrelevant today. Chelsea, Brentford, Villa, so on and so forth. Keep doing what we're doing. May 2026. If you don't live in England, make sure you've got your time off work and you're flying over here. If you live in England, don't care what you lot have to do with your day. Make sure you're in Islington for that parade. It's as simple as that. Big up yourself, man. Smash the like button. Tell a friend, subscribe. Do all of that kind of stuff, man. Big up yourself, man. I told man we're moving to buying 3-1. Lottery tickets, man. 100 million for Declan Rice looks like a bargain by every passing minute. What a player. You bring me an 8, another 8, another 6, a left winger, and a striker that could be in the mix. I know what I'm saying, people, and I know all the other players that are here. You bring me that, genuinely, I think we have a complete squad. Now, a squad is it's an illusion of perfection because you could mesh the Invincibles, the Chelsea size, the City size, the Liverpool size, the Tottenham size. No, I'm chatting about Tottenham, but Barca size. You could mesh the best players of all of them teams into one super team. And whether it be Pep, Mikel Arteta, this one, that one, you could have the depth, the individuality, ability, all these things. Managers will still ask for more, innit? So perfection is an illusion, or having a complete squad is an illusion. But quote unquote, I think that's what we're missing. But I know Berta's on the case. Love Arsenal, hate the ops. That's the anthem this year. Smash the likes if you believe we beat Chelsea. Trouble 5 shooter. I don't know how you want me to pronounce it, but big up yourself. You're always here. Locks, where you said the hurt and experience of the last few years, the competition in the squad and the brotherhood has created this perfect storm. You know what? One thing I haven't questioned is the brotherhood and commitment. Because we all know what teams like that do. When respectfully, I'm not even saying it's Bellerin. When it was Bellerin and Xhaka and them kind of players, I'm not putting any players in it. But when things were going left, like the many Bayern Munich games, how many times you see players down tools, players curling to a ball, players succumbing to it, players looking at other people? Our very own Bukayo Saka. 9 times out of 10 players used to just pass the buck to him. Now Saka's doing what he's doing. Other people are on what he's on. So let's keep doing it, man. There's no next Rice. He should be on 190 plus PA in FM26, natural fitness and stamina on 20, determination 20, work rate 20. I mean, if you can't get upgrade, just make sure it don't fall off. Because I do think like who goes into that left midfield if something happens to Rice? You could say Miles Lewis Skelly. You know, I wouldn't be on running that. I would be on running that. Sorry, realistically. You're probably looking at Kai Havertz and Mikel Merino. A part of me would say, you know what, F it. Zubamendi loan 6. Odegaard and Eze rotating eights. Let's just run that, man. It is what it is. I just checked Rice's FM26 attributes. They underrated him. We have more confidence because the players are more experienced and we have more quality in the squad. Those two combined will give the players belief. And to be honest, I wouldn't say 6. Rice. Lewis Skelly, it's more of a box-to-box midfield thing. Naturally, you'd want Zubamendi to regulate and hold hands in midfield. So, yeah, man. These men are running circles around their peers in general in the league. Anyways, pound for pound, our defensive players are scoring and assisting more than most. But, hey, you would think Gyökeres and Eze were the only two players, and Zubi, but more so on the others, were the only two players that joined the new team. Because we all know, we're not even going to do that, but we all know the players that are flopping at this moment in time. And you know what? Hincapié for the North London derby, Mascara, big up yourself. And even Lewis Skelly could say what he want about my boys. Big Champions League night. For a man that's won it and one of the best centre-halves in the Prem, he's playing basketball. A man's hands up. People are telling me, what's that idiot chant them Spurs fans have? We got Ben White, we signed Ben White, we got good film, you see him yesterday. We don't even need to talk about Van de Ven. We're not even going to draw them out. If you don't support Arsenal and you know you're a pagan, you know what your team's been doing. Shout out to Nottingham Forest, to Newcastle, to Leverkusen, to Paris Saint-Germain, to who else? To flipping PSV, and last but not least, shout out to Arsenal, man. All summer, man, was saying bench Rice for MLS. I've heard crazy things from these tacticals. Olu, I can't lie, that sounds like you're making it up. I have not seen that. I have not seen that. Arsenal came second 3 times in a row already. I won't blame those who are pessimistic at this point. At this point, we just got to go do it. Mourinho beat Ajax dirty yesterday. I didn't even know they were playing, focused on all the big matches. Do you know how many fans of big clubs were focused on our game? Sharks Liverpool. I still need to see proof in March, April. We can look cute in November, but the mentality crumbled in the latter part of the season. Remember Southampton 3-3, Aston Villa, losing to Aston Villa, 8 games left. And to be honest, that is a hurdle we have to cross. The only time I've kind of been impressed with our last season running, and it probably was the year Villa. What was it? It would have been that, forget this year and just assume the previous years, the middle season, the year we ran it to the last day of the season, fake running it to the last day of the season, if I'm honest. We knew the footballing gods weren't going to bless us. That form towards the end was great. And I've always queried that Aston Villa game. Yeah, that is the game man are going to look at as the one we messed up, and it undoubtedly is. But there were several moments before that, games before that. Every point counts, every game matters, and all that kind of stuff, man. Us and the Gaffer is a good matchup. You can tell when we lose or draw, we're coming like AI afterwards. What's good, my boy? I hope you're doing well and safe. I'm enjoying seeing every other team's club supporters whining like about set pieces. Arteta doing all the right things, living in their heads. But this is why I don't care about external validation. What do you want us to do? Not because people always say fine margins. You got to find ways of playing. Now we've got multiple ways of playing and said fine margins. There's issues. When we had no mentality, there's problems. When people used to get onto us for mentality. Them man are celebrating. There's issues. Who cares about the Arsenal racism, man? All of them can shove it where the sun don't shine. We need to just win stuff. And when we do win stuff, we're going to remind them of all these things. Because there's one thing about Arsenal fans. We can be the most unbearable. Man United are the most deluded. Liverpool are the weirdest on the net. But Arsenal can do them madness. Big up a gal. You know we're sending a gal out there when we win stuff to do the mad thing. You know a gal says crazy stuff. So when we've got some backing behind him, go say a madness. Even me, I'm going to say some and I know it's waffle, but I just want to do what Man United fans used to do growing up. Like, oh, this guy's world class. Why is he world class? He won this. Forget Rice and Saka and this one and that one. We got plenty of time to gas them lot. Do you know the conversations I'm going to put Christian Norgard in? Do you know like the blasphemous statements I have prepared? The world needs to unite to make sure my club don't win. Because you see, if we win what we need to do, May 2026, we'll talk, man. But we're in November. It's November the 27th. Let's just relax, man. I feel we're moving month on month. Each month, there's some mad stats, shots conceded. The difference is these men look like they're having fun out there on the playground, players shooting on sight. But when DG says all of the things we've said in the first 45 minutes, but then I sit here and say, lads, go and enjoy it. Enjoy what you're doing. People say I'm a hippie. Maybe the most deluded guy on the net knows a thing or two. Kai has a fight on his hands to get back in the team. Marino ain't giving up that false 9 spot easily. Yeah, Gyökeres just get fit. I have to say, Premier League is essential right now. If Arsenal waste this chance to take the Prem, but win the champs, it's going to still leave a bit of taste. Yeah, it will, because again, once we would have got sober after the Champions League and you do your diagnosis as to why we would have finished second, it would have been a madness. So I feel the gaffer, maybe the club, we all fall under the club, but the club, but focused on the coaching staff, the gaffer and the players, they definitely need the Prem more. They definitely need the Prem more. If we slap Chelsea, we'd be 9 points clear of them. But you know what? It's a good cushion, man. But we have seen our team top of the table for 200 odd days. We've seen us be the chasers. We've seen us be chased. And it's not to go over old wounds, but we've got enough positives and negative experiences, simply put, for the fans. But fans are always going to live in dream world. For the players, just settle. When you win, don't get excited. When you lose, don't get excited. Just keep it moving. No, we can't have rusty players on Sunday. Ease Odegaard in. Don't change the Eze position. I think you're going Madueke, if I'm honest. You know what? Martinelli does love it against them. And I have not been happy, as I keep saying, with the last two performances, Chelsea away in the last 2 years. So I want to win for all the obvious reasons, but also that. I think he goes Madueke. I have to. Maybe it's a tactical thing, but maybe I just think he's a bit more ahead of his rehab than Martinelli. I don't think Martinelli's got starting minutes in him. Even that, you never know with the gaffer. It was a great game, my friend. Rival fans would be happier if Arsenal won the Champions League, not the Premier League this season. It's better not to make them happy. I don't know. I think if Arsenal get their hands on one of them, it's unbearable, isn't it? Because the only thing they've got now is, oh yeah, Arsenal always crumble, man. They always bottle it. Why argue with an Arsenal fan when you can just wait? And let's be real, there is until we prove them wrong. I try and live my life of, I can know and think people are chatting shit. We all know they're haters. But until you prove them wrong, they're right. Like, that's how I look at my life. Until I prove you wrong, you're right. So they're right. Make sure we don't do what needs to be done. They're always going to move. And again, forget their validation, because if we win the league shamelessly, they're going to say, oh, it took you 4 tries. If you win the the champs, oh, but it's taken you 100 odd years. It's taken you for a while since you've been at the Emirates. You didn't win it playing well. If we win it sourcing, man, tiki-taka, oh, but you can't play nasty. If we scumbag and set piece, oh, it doesn't move me. Fuck them. As long as it says Arsenal Football Club 2026 with something, who cares? And for me as well, like, it's that moment beyond the obvious, yeah. You know when the Don comes out and he's got the white gloves on and he's got whatever trophy it is, and they get that, is it a pen? Like, it writes on metal, that special pen, and Sky Sports or TNT or whatever, they zoom in and you can see them etching that A, that R, that S, that E, that N, that A, that L, that 2026. You think people can talk to me? Then there's a parade where there's bare Brownings. There's gonna be Miss DG. Then 9 months from now, we're gonna have a youth. Then 15, is it 15 years? But either way, 15 years, 16 years from now, you're gonna see the Black Max Dowman. You'll be like, bro, DG, I never knew you had a youth. Hey, please, Daisy. Yeah, his left wing is that. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, Bill, give him peace. 300 bags a week. And I need a job as a scout. Steve. We need this. The dream is free. The hustle is sold separately. It's time to fucking hustle. Rally the troops. Rally the troops. Let's go. I'm going to take my chair. Keep talking to them. Sorry, people. Looking for my water. Where's my orange juice? H2O will have to do then. We're lit at football, man. No one can tell me nothing. We're great at this again. We're good at this stuff again. Well, she's not saying, can we get the likes up? Come on. In Jan, feel like an athletic 8 is our most important target. Rice was key to everything we do, and we don't have adequate cover for him. I hear it. He's still running Sterling Pro 100%. Afternoon, Martin, man. What a game yesterday. The only downfall was MLS, who wasn't on the best of forms, but full credit to Mikel, who made the right subs at the right time. I genuinely thought he was going to hook Donny at half time, I'll be real, but it all worked out. That guy can do community work at St. Raf's. Hey, you ain't shit for that. MLS needs to do some homework. It's a learning curve. Because MLS clearly has ability. We've seen you do it against PSG and Real Madrid and many a times, but we've seen you make mistakes defensively. I'm not expecting you to be the finished article. You only learn when you lose. You learn more. We all like to win. We like victory. I wish we lived in a life. Everything we did worked. You learn more about yourself and you have more self-awareness when you lose. There's nothing Arteta is going to learn if we win the Prem and the Champs and all of these things more than he's learned in the previous 3 years about himself, let alone the players and everything else. I just open my eyes and y'all are online cussing Kivior. Jesus Christ. We're not cussing Kivior. He's good. Kivior, unique qualities. He was so good, so good, man. Like, I think Arteta should be sacked for getting rid of Kivior. Kivior was good, man. He had unique qualities. Like, at this very stadium against the very team we beat yesterday at the Emirates, you know, he's on the halfway line. He's making a mare of it. Not to mention Fulham. Not to mention Brighton playing with his boot. Not to mention Sporting Lisbon away, ducking under the head up. Big him up, though, because he has had some good games. Stood up tall against Real Madrid and that. Kivior weren't built for this. I don't know him from nowhere. He might be a mentality monster, but I never saw that. Anytime you sign a soft defender, you're in trouble, bro. Whatever you say about Calafiori, madman, personality in abundance. Miles Lewis-Skelly, youngest boss in charge, lit. Mascara, lit. In fact, his name, I don't even know why I'm calling him this. I think I put it on my Instagram story. I don't know why. I'm not calling him Mascara no more. It's Gustavo. You just look like a Gustavo. You just look like someone I can call to get things done. You're not going to talk too much. I'm going to get a text from an unknown phone saying it's done. Mentality. Saliba mentality. Saliba's crazy in them celebrations as well. Gabriel Magalhaes. Fucking shit houser. Like, to the point where we finally got a player. Yeah, there's probably others. I feel about Robertson. I feel this about Joe Linton. And there's been plenty of others. Gabriel Magalhaes is probably one of those footballers you absolutely despise unless he plays for your team because he's on anything to win type thing. Timber. Personality as well. He's not effing and blinding and things, but personality. Benjamin White, personality. Kivior weren't built for this. Unfortunately, he just was not built for this. Too soft. You could tell when he was confident, and everybody goes through moments of having confidence and losing it and that, but you could tell when Kivior was in a good patch of form, he's feeling amazing. When he's in bad form, he's feeling mad. I think he should go to Villarreal because, well, you know, you and Pepe got a lot in common off the pitch, but we won't extend on that, man. Martinelli has been playing well, period, start or off the bench, run the agendas. That's what Arteta did. He put Calafiori and Martinelli to lock up Elise and it worked. Just manage after manage. We need Belemba at Arsenal to cover for Rice. If you can find a cheaper one, great, quality player, but that's going to set you back probably more than Declan Rice. You know, Brighton are on just robbing people. Rightly so. I think something clicked in this team against Newcastle. Gent next door, same. Both the team and the manager haven't been the same since. Everyone has leveled up from the camp in the team. Everyone is happy to shoot. No one is switching up on other players. Look at Liverpool, United, whatever. Them man are visibly angry with their own team. It's true. And with Liverpool, they're in a bad way, yeah, because I do admire players that front up to the music. Like, I very much disagree that players don't care. I don't think there's players in that Liverpool team that don't care. Are people being pussycats? Are people playing crap? Are people quote unquote passing the responsibility? 1,000,000%. All of these things on top of everything else are at play. But there's only so many times, yeah. Because to be fair, we never really done that. We never really saw Xhaka did it. Like, I remember him saying, if you're scared, stay at home and that kind of stuff. But we didn't really, when we were rubbed, we never really saw, well, maybe I'm wrong, but players never really came out and done what you're seeing Curtis Jones and Van Dijk do in recent games for Liverpool, rallying up the troops, kind of digging out their teammates publicly type of thing. But that's my point. Like, first time you do that, great. Other than that, like, how much time are you going to keep doing that? It's like having a teacher. Like, how much time, or if you're a parent, how much times can you shout at your kid to get the right response? Because I know me, you can shout at me once and I'm going to take it in. But if you keep shouting, you're not going to get the desired effect. This is where people don't look at these things, how you communicate, when to shout, when to speak. This one you might be able to, and there's probably a lot of them in the team. This one you might be able to, like, you might be able to tell Miles Lewis-Skelly or Declan Rice, for example, in front of everyone, bro, you're playing fucking shit, patting up. And it's going to get the effect. You might tell Kivior, you're playing rubbish. He's going to go as red as a tomato, get scared. So these are all the things, and all the things people laugh at Mikel Arteta about as well, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, I know it's funny, but people that understand team building in actual 9-to-5s, let alone football and psychology and stuff and bonding and that, all them light bulbs, playing the Anfield thing, the pickpockets, all these crazy things, bro, that has helped lead us to this point, genuinely. But it doesn't fit the narrative, man. It don't fit the narrative. Timber. So wanted Mascara to score his chance. Charles, the Arsenal squad is the Swiss Army knife of a team. True. DG, I don't recognize my club anymore. I'm too used to the days of Mertesacker, Mustafi, and Chambers and Jenkinson. You know what? I've always felt Mertesacker shouldn't be grouped in with them, but I hear it. Mustafi, Fraud, Chambers, and Rob Holding. I don't know how Rob Holding evaded your memory there. Chuckle Brothers. Jenkinson, I'm on to you like, as fans because I've been like, he's shit. Like, big up Jenkinson. I'm not drawing you out, but you were shit. You lived the dream in that, but that's people allowing you. Like, what was going on? We're all puzzled when Arteta kept signing 6-foot defenders. I'm so glad to be proven wrong. Nah, I wasn't. And that's another thing, not you. People say, oh, Arteta just plays 4 defenders. They didn't that win. I mean, it ain't won us nothing yet, but it's improved us. And it's not really the case. But by that logic, Pep Guardiola did that, and that's probably on top of having Haaland, what saw them get over the line. I know they won the treble, but Champions League. Who cares? It's a good thing these lot are not paid for their opinions. Timber, Big Gabby, Brazil bias. It has to be. Bro, look at the conversations we're having. If we said that during the early, imagine there was times where we, as I keep saying, would have died for one of Timber, or one Miles Lewis Skelly, Calafiori, Magalhaes, whatever you have to say. We've got them all. Look at what we're saying. We're debating who the best defender is. We're a few years removed from when, like, who was the worst. I don't know who would have been the worst out of Mustafi, Mertesacker. As I said, Mertesacker was a good defender. You were just too slow, and we was a joke of a team. Like, Mertesacker was a good read of the game. You actually wish Mertesacker had, I would say, the physical capabilities of a Mustafi. I'm not saying that to gas up Mustafi. Just Mertesacker couldn't move like that, innit? I wouldn't know who the worst is. It's not Mertesacker. I don't actually think it's Rob Holding. I think Rob Holding peed me up. The thing you done that pissed me off the most is when we lost to City and you scored and you're doing this. That signifies to me jolting. You might be the worst because a couple of these men have left Arsenal and gone decent places. You didn't get games at Palace, and you kind of, well, I think he's in America now. Like, it feels like Rob Holding just falling off the planet Earth. Big him up for the FA Cup. Pardon me, Chambers joke, man, but I don't think he's the worst. Let me see the names you put there. Where is that comment? Let me just see on this. Who do I think is the worst defender on this list that you said? I don't think it's Mertesacker. It's Jenkinson. But I never rated Jenkinson like that, so I'm going to discount Mustafi. Because Mustafi used to do, like, your body positioning. If Mustafi, you know what? It's Mustafi because it's unforgivable. I'll never forgive you. I genuinely will never forgive you for Wembley. Sergio Aguero's bearing down on goal. You're standing like an absolute wally, like a traffic warden at the halfway line. Just, ref, it's offside. Play to the fucking whistle, man. But it's definitely under investigation after that transfer window. Too much brilliant business. There must be criminality afoot. Hincapié on load too. Eze with an assist yesterday. It was cold, man. It was cold. People sleep on Saliba now because he rarely has to do desperate defending. You can miss his brilliance. Bro, it's a leap. Look at, like I said, look at the conversation we're having now. In my all-fit 11, Eze plays left simple. I wouldn't say drop Odegaard, but obviously recency bias. Odegaard ain't been available, Eze has. If we're doing the recency bias thing, not even recency bias, but recency biasy kind of thing, then my best 11 would be Raya, Timber, Saliba, still Gabriel Magalhaes. I would big up Mascara, but I do like having a left-footed centre-half. So if we're doing even more, I'd say Hincapié, but big him up. Calafiori obviously is in a better moment than Miles Lewis Skelly. Odegaard doesn't play then. Like, you keep Eze where he is. I mean, unless you're going to put Odegaard on the left and do some hybrid thing. Either Madueke or Martinelli, you grab one of those. Gabriel Jesus, get fit, man. To you YouTube people, chill on Mertesacker. Slander, he's the reason Haaland is alive and well. He's the forefront and the guy, but it's not him. It is him. He oversees it, but there's plenty of people doing great work that will never know their names. To come from the cold and suddenly come against Miles Lewis Skelly and Elise at 19, it's a learning curve for MLS. Exactly, because, yeah, the conditions were not ideal, but you need to be ready at any moment. The manager might look at you. The manager put faith in you to start the biggest game today in the Champions League, maybe of the season, because of the form and how good they are, away from the fact that we're going to qualify anyways. So there's a touch of faith, but it's a learning curve. Saliba is the best defender. Gabby obviously has goals, but definitely Saliba all day. The guy is like a Giselle. Man said, man couldn't take the jumper off on Talksport. Do you know what? Some of the comments, when I went through the video, some of you lot are killing me. They're like, hey, why has he not got his top on? Someone said, what did someone say? Someone said something along the lines of DG didn't risk a yellow. Yeah, it was mad. You lot kill me, man. Big up Heinz, though. Serious credit has to be given to him. Again, above all, obviously he's got coaching competencies and that. But nothing in this life is done without passion. If you don't have passion for what you do, you're never going to do great work. You can do good work. Some of you probably don't like your 9-to-5s. You do good work. But some of you also probably have 9-to-5s or roles that you fucking love, whether that's working for yourself, whatever. You do great work. You need passion. Passion is understated. And in fact, not even in it. Well, there's only a problem with passion when Arsenal do it because, other teams, they're flying into tackles, they're being rough, they're doing the most, they lap it up in it. But as I said, Arsenal racism. Everyone signing long-term contract, clear brotherhood, no one moaning about not being passed through. This team is on one. Silverware business now, man. Nah, come on, man. Miles Lewis-Skelly never got ripped. He had some heavy moments, but I'd hardly say Elise he's got hella, like, he's not giving him in that. It's a learning curve, bro. You're playing Bayern Munich. You've got Elise doing what he's doing. You've got interchanging movement. You've got the young Kyle, who's 17, younger than Miles Lewis-Skelly, he's going to be some player in it, pulling out into that. Like, we don't need to exaggerate. He was poor yesterday, but it weren't like, fucking, I can never see again. And some of you are shameless because you lot were sucking him off a few weeks ago and saying, how can Calafiori be ahead of him? But such is life. 49, Lewis Kelly. Still my guy, never snaking it. DG, what would you rate Calafiori's season from 1 to 10? 20 million. It's been brilliant, bro. He's been flipping brilliant. Love what I've seen from him. Capier and Mascara coming in and doing a job. Just hope we can clear the treatment room soon. Trust. Man said the quad is loading. The league is wrapped up though. Tranquillo. If you don't beat disgusting Chelsea, I'm going to be upset and disappointed. Listen, I will. Because I want a performance. I think we've been fucking shit by our own standards, if I'm honest with you, the last 2 games, Chelsea away. I don't know between the last 2 years which one I'm peed off with. The last time I was happy is actually the first year we fought for the title because we were bloody brilliant. I think Magalhaes scored. I think Aubameyang was playing for Chelsea that day. Do you know who was cold? Zinchenko. Skelly needs more minutes in mid. His sharpness is poor. And you know what? The maddest thing is, as mad as it is, it's a double-edged sword. You're only going to get more minutes if you take the little minutes you have in it. Because you didn't do anything yesterday to think, oh, you know what? Arteta maybe sits there and thinks to himself, you know what? I know the team kind of picks itself. Calafiori's been brilliant, but last season, Miles Lewis-Skelly was all the range. Let me bust him again type of thing. You just got to wait for your next chance, innit? And I know it's different conditions and all of those kind of things. But in the against Atletico Madrid, we weren't saying that. I know it's different dynamics and different tests, but man, it's kind of the same logic. No one was sitting there saying, oh, he's not sharp. We know these things are relevant and prevalent, but yeah. Good conversation from you lot. What a difference our new players have made. We look like a Rolls Royce instead of a banger. We need to just keep our heads and work hard, but you can see the enjoyment in the team. Come on, you're going to stew it. Tell them again, man. Bro, send the guy out there. Crazy. You can't be bringing Norgard into receipt. Yes, I can. If Arsenal win the league. Shameless. Norgard's the best centre mid in the world. What do you mean? I'm going for Kepa's the best keeper. Forget Zubamendi and Gyökeres and this one and that one. Marino, Kai Havertz, Norgard, flipping who else is there? Max Dowman. Well, he's not rubbed, of course, but Max Dowman, Wanyeri. Bro, we've got plenty of time to gas up the other players. Oh, come on, man. Oh, Riley, go away with this is prejudice. It's just a joke with Arsenal racism because Arsenal racism, you see us, like it's not because the players are black. It doesn't matter. If Rice gets his leg chopped off, they're going to say something very different. They're going to say the same if it happens with Mascara and if it happens with other teams. Just a bit of joke. Please allow me with the Malcolm X stuff at this moment in time. Oh, black people can't be racist because racism is structurally. I get it. I am well aware of what prejudice is, racism is, downright bigotry is. Come on, Riley, tranquilo. Oh, you know what? It makes sense, Riley, While you're shitting on the parade, you're probably calling police on our party. Oh, they're making too much noise on that. You was definitely calling federal people during C19. I know why. Because your team got dealt with yesterday. But big up Thomas Frank, though. You lot got corn, letting centre mids get hat tricks and that. Well, It has just dawned on me, Mr. Riley Freeman. 2 players have got hat tricks in as many games against Tottenham Hotspur. Everywhere they go. Like, Riley, man. Craziness. But Thomas Frank did say, it's a better performance. You lot are good, man. As much as I don't want to praise Spurs, you lot are good. So good, so good. A lot of unique qualities. It was positive, man. You scored a goal in that. Scored more than one. Unleash it, bro. Igal, big up Igal. Igal's having, bro. We're sending Igal out there, bro. Imagine Igal with chest. He's gonna spend an hour glazing Mikel Arteta, big him up. He's gonna gas up our players. He's gonna do the most on social media. Win the league. Just send out them man there. Big up Igal, man. Appreciate you, Lion, man. One love, positivity always. Come on, and we can't do without God for real. Who's DJ? I don't know. Is your name AG? Are we in Brixton High Road? Who's that? Sorry, let me. Hello? Hello? Is anybody. Is there a DJ here? Is there a DJ here? Like. No. This is. My name is CJ, or you could call me DG. Whichever one's comfortable, but. Is it you? No, your name's Emily. Okay. Sorry, darling. Anyone? DJ. I don't know who that is, man. I wish I could help you, my guy. I can't help you, though. I don't know who that brother is. Honestly, I don't know who that is. You simply respond, trust the process. Process things done now, man. Like, the process was getting us here. Can't wait for Rants and Deluded when we win the Prem and see how much words we'll be in. I can't wait to Rants tomorrow. Pick him up, man. I hear that Champions League, mate, DG. Big up from Poland, mate. Big up the Polish. I'm so happy right now. Madueke and Eze are balling, including Martinelli. Can't wait for Jesus and Glock 9 will be unplayable. Listen, the world needs to make sure Arsenal don't win stuff. I think Calafiori could play left 8. I think he could, actually, but I'm not on it. We're not doing that. You're a left back, centre half. That's your thing. A man said, DG, if you ain't on the police top 10 most wanted list for what you do to Rants at the end of the season, why for that? You ain't done it right. They better have a warrant out for you after that. No one should invite me on their streams unless they want to hear madness. Bro, Mascara's name's Gustavo now, man. It's Gustavo, man. There's just something about this. I don't know what it is. There's just something about Donny that is so cold. Conceding 2 hat-tricks in 2 games. Wild, bro. Wild. I am bitter. The set piece, Spurs, you know what? I think it's Thomas Frank's in-game management has to come into question. He didn't bring on Kudus and Javi Simmons quick enough here, but some of the goals them man there conceded yesterday, man, are not looking over shoulders. Like, it's basic stuff in my humble opinion, but what do I know? If I'm honest, I'm not gonna lie though. Their first goal, I'm a fan of the game in it. As much as I hate Spurs, I do think the first goal was wavy still because a couple men were involved. Bergval, who I've always said I think he's an Arsenal player in the Tottenham Hotshot shirt, but great bit of skill, and yeah, they put it in the back of the net. I don't know, Warren. When you look, who the hell is that? A man said, DJ, I expect you to be giving wheel ups now. I knew you'd pick that up. I don't know why that stuff annoys me, bro. Like, is what it is. DJ, what you chatting about MLK? Want peace. Hey, Riley, man. Tie that about crying. Saka made a great run yesterday and Timber didn't release the pass. I've seen it multiple times with Timber. Needs some decisive passing sometimes. Man, I'm nitpicking. DG, your favorite performance of the season so far? Fam, you can't. I can't not say the North London derby or yesterday, and I can't not say Bayern Munich because we won, and the way we played as well. I can't not say the North London derby. I know Spurs are rubbed and all of that kind of stuff, but purely just focusing on us, Eze hat trick, man, shining, all of that stuff. Newcastle for me, I still really rate the Newcastle performance. If I was to isolate things a bit more, I know we didn't win, and there is an element of what ifs. And I've said before, I'm a bit vexed with Arteta against City at home, but City in the second half, man, to see like I've seen Bayern Munich and City just sit back now, innit? Like I would say those isolated kind of moments, Havertz Eze or Havertz Odegaard combo. Yeah, man, Rice, please make sure you stay fit, man. Can't look past yesterday. How did we get mascara with no comp? But a diligent man. Like, would you want to get into a fight with Berto? He just looks like a man that will smile in your face, not say a word. Psh, the minute you try to go in your car, it's blown up in it. And he's brought Gustavo. I'm telling you, Berto. He's the white Jameson Patrick. So yeah. Has anyone seen Marcel? I don't know, man. Hope you're ready for Arsenal sextuple, DG. Please, man. Please, man. Just please, Arsenal. I know you lot don't want to hear it. I don't want to even hear it, but feet on the ground, man. Feet on the ground. Tranquillo with a bit more tranquillo. If I share my screen with you lot, Zubamendi came and he hasn't disappointed. You lot were onto him for his mistake against Spurs. Big Champions League night. I need to see him get flowers. At least it looks like he wants to cry. At least the red look, why for that? But the red looks good on you, you know. You might as well, not the Bayern red, Arting. You might as well join us. Shout out Eze as well. Shout out Calafiori. Rice on the mentality of the club. One game at a time, but the mentality is different this year. Let's prove it to them, really. Slow and steady, one game at a time. I didn't say it. You lot did. On Rice on his relationship with Zubamendi, he is Spain's number 6, and we know what Spain's number 6s are like. We trust him with the ball. Propaganda. And Tuchel definitely is not going to be impressed by Miles Lewis-Skelly, but he saw Madueke, Eze, Rice, all encouraging performances. You know what? Rice and Caicedo, they're good. I just want to say, this was your done when you played Bayern Munich. This is my done. It's cool, man. And for all you XG nerds, 0.79 from Bayern Munich, 3.05 from us. Reflects with the eyes, total domination. We are the Bayern Munich were the first team to score against us. We knew that we weren't conceding a clean sheet yesterday. Like we weren't keeping, a clean sheet. Just as Arsenal get their forward line back, they lose another one to injury. Trossard has been Arsenal's best attacker this season with 10 goal involvements. Would be a massive loss for the Chelsea game if he's out. Fingers, toes, everything crossed. Harry Kane yesterday, and to be fair, yeah, he does drop into midfield anyways. And since Musiala's absence, he's been doing a bit of different things. Weren't really in the box, but we pocketed him. That's the one thing. Beyond the obvious, the one thing you didn't want to see yesterday was this done scoring, and it's written in the script. He did a lot of waffling before the game and everything else. 30 touches, 6 duels won, 4 fouls won, 3 touches in the final third, 2 touches in our box. You don't get him in the box, great. I shouldn't be surprised because whether we've won to Bayern or lost to Bayern, we have shown that we can stifle strikers. Like we have starved the service for Haaland plenty of times. I know he scored in the most recent game, and we've done it with Kane. You know what? The Sunderland men did all right, and there's obviously other examples, yeah. But the last time I've seen us really struggle against a striker, it would have been in the League Cup semi-finals, or quarterfinals, wherever it was, with Isaac. Isaac ran our first choice centre-half ragged, man. Timbers game by numbers. He did get his first goal from a set piece. Corner boys in the building, smashed the like button. 1 possession 4 times. Won 4 out of his 5 ground duels. Won all 3 of his aerial duels. Had 3 touches in the up box. Made 2 tackles, 1 shot, 1 goal. I always find the statistics crazy, innit? Because what did they quantify as a tackle? Anyways, no player had more touches in the opposition box, 5, or created more chances, 3 against Bayern than Bukayo Saka. And he obviously got an assist as well for Timbers, which is also great. And again, we want to win this competition. All we do is win. No matter what. 1 goal conceded, 10 wins from 10, 30 goals. Pretty entertaining to me. Looks like a team that does score. Can't all have been set pieces. We scored 3 goals. They scored 1. We have 12 shots. They had 8. They had 2 shots on target. We had 8. We had 24 touches in their box. They had 13. Don't tell Kimmich that, though. They completed 462 passes to our 275. And do you know what? Watching the first half again, yeah, I do feel like the possession stats in the first half, bit of a false image, because I do think we were confident and I do think Bayern were. But I also do believe watching the first half again, I need to go watch the second. I think Arteta went ballistic about possession. Nothing else, just possession. Because I think we were watching the game again, bit careless in that regards by our own standards. We had 6 corners, obviously scored from 1. We committed 16 fouls. They committed 13 people. Miles Lewis-Skelly is just a second teenager to start 10 Champions League games for Arsenal after Cesc Fabregas. He's the 5th Englishman overall, along with Jude Bellingham, Jadon Sancho, Rico Lewis. Where is he? And Trent Alexander-Arnold. Good company there, really. And this has done Eze a disservice, but open space against Martinelli, my Brazilian. Talent of the century, as Jurgen Klopp said. There's only one outcome. How much times have we seen this? He scores. He's like Iron Robin in that they have a trademark goal. Obviously, I'm not saying he's an Iron Robin. We've got the black one on the right-hand side. So, yeah, and at half-time, it was interesting. Both teams had 3 shots. Both teams had 1 chance on target, 1 shot on target. Both teams had 1 chance apiece in terms of big chances. Their passing was more accurate than ours. Possession, it was more of a landslide, as you can see there, as I'm kind of referring to. And there was only 2 corners in the first half. And I can't lie, though, if I was shook at one moment in the game, it was this opportunity. Because I do think it's a different game if he picks someone out or if he just does better with his effort. But who gives a monkeys about that? And shout out to Madueke, Madawak, that tap, that slap, that. And Gabby Martinelli, man. Generational. And do you know what? You have to give. This is what you get against Bayern. I must admit, if you look ever so slightly, and I know it's a still image, football's a moving game, we're a bit disjointed. This is where you need either Raya to open his mouth, not that I'm blaming Raya, maybe Saliba being the big dog there, maybe Mascara and Miles Lewis-Skelly, they're slightly disjointed. They're at 6s and 7s. You're not looking over your shoulder. You're not on the half turn as well. So it's a learning curve, man. And we knew that was a risk. We're the only team that has won all their games in the champs this season. Look how Bayern were. We're used to this. I've seen City do it. And that's not to stroke our egos. This tells me we're competitive now. We're trying to mitigate against any threats Arsenal can have. And you got Zubimendi conducting, man are roaming. Look at my left, my centre back doing madness. Eze doing madness. Saka doing, I'm breading. They're all just standing there, but it's madness. It's absolute madness. Rice chaperoning in this phase as Zubimendinho works his magic. Glory to God, man. Big up Eze. Big up the Bible brothers. We love it. Or Bible group as well. You got Timber. We failed to keep a clean sheet in the last 3 games. It's a serious, serious crisis, man. I don't know what we're going to do, Arteta. Joshua Kimmich, in fact, I do think I have another tab about that, so we can get into that. Well, I mean, if this would load. Declan Rice has drawn praise from none other than Thierry Henry. For me, there is something different this year. It's not the same. I used to say Arsenal is going to win as a fan. Now I say it without my Arsenal hat on. The way you look as a unit is different. Still a long way to go, so all the best. What's this? Tonight is the first match in his career, first time in his career that Harry Kane played the full 90 against Arsenal without having a shot on target. Move from around there, man. Move from and run the propaganda as well. Run all of this propaganda. Retweet all of that stuff. Retweet all of that stuff, man. And it's Arsenal. Arsenal. See, I big up Rants for the raid. Rants for Rooney. Hey, I can't wait till I stream tomorrow, you know, dog. I can't wait, you know. I can't Rants for Rooney. Ransaruni. Big up everyone that's in the chat. Big up everyone following over from Rancy Stream. What were you telling me, man? North London Derby pack. Bayern Munich pack. Ransaruni. Sunday. It's going to be mad. Word to Rants. I told, man. I can't lie. I watched Rancy's watch along as well, man. See, Arsenal are just going to sit back where, blood. You see what we're doing with no Shaq and that. You know what Eze does, innit? See that, innit? Eze assist, Saka assist, Martinelli bagged. Get me? Tim Beasy from a set piece. But Man United fans know about that. We scored. We're lit. Mascara, Gustavo, as we're calling him now. It's different around here, my dog. It's different. Game by game. And again, if you're coming over from Rancy Stream, you definitely know I say this all the time. Arsenal have unique qualities. I don't look at the league tables. I'm hearing that we're cool. That results-based analysis convo is hitting right now. I mean, Doug. It's all right. We're here, man. Yeah, we're here, man. We're here. Anyone else got you know what? United, you have a better record than us in Europe because you haven't conceded a goal because you ain't been in it. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. We'll see. Man United fans, don't worry. We're gonna see you lot. We're gonna see you lot in January. Unpopular opinion: if Noni continues to develop properly with game time and get more mature, he's gonna be a problem. Noni's thing is goals. That's it. Because you get into the box. Yesterday was a step in the right direction. Your thing is goals. Like, that's it. You're a decent player. You know when to go 1v1, when to go inside. You're quite intelligent. You're a thinkers man winger. You're not really like Martinelli where it's an instinct thing. I think you're better in congested and tight spaces than actually Martinelli, if I'm honest with you, not to just make it about Nelly. It's a goals thing. That's the only evident area of him. Obviously, there you can nitpick, but I think that's the only thing Noni's lacking. Because that was when I did the review of us signing him and I said he's not as bad as people making out. I'm going to say it again. I wouldn't have advocated 50 million. I get people's frustration with the Chelsea 50 million and bargain hunting at Chelsea. I'm not a fan of the petitions. I maintain that you might think he's not good enough and elevates us and a game changer, but he's not as bad as man are making out. One thing that I liked about him is his box crashing abilities. I know I shouldn't praise an attacking player, any attacking player, for getting into the box, but he wants to be on the end of things, like his goal yesterday. Like, they're the kind of things you want to see on a more regular basis. So, you know what? We can always get better. We're not in our final form, man. Zubimendi don't get mentioned in the media, but he's been brilliant. Hey, I hate the fact that you're clearly a Chelsea fan. Zubimendinho, who's had a better season so far, Saka or Nelly? Saka. But Nelly, because it's more like wow with Nelly, like, you're not media at the moment. Man are talking sextuple. I don't think there are 6 trophies we can win. Tour de France and US Open or something. Timber mentioned prayers before every time they play. Arsenal is about God always believe. He's got to pray, man. This is a big, rich town. Yeah. I just come from the smallest one. Hey, Warren, this I know Arsenal doing all right. Warren's being hella humble today, you know. He looks like he wants the smoke great mentality. Is he gonna start Sunday? Who are you referring to? Who are you referring to specifically? There's going to be some great battles all over the pitch on Sunday. Stalvio, Calafiori, Saka, Cucurella, Rice, Zubi, Enzo midfield. True. I think, to be honest with you, the last couple of games at Chelsea, it's been them weird little games where it's one of them where obviously there's history between the sides, there's things going on and all that, but I think it's cagey. Maresca and Arteta, they're from the school of thought with Pep Guardiola. The only significant difference beyond the obvious philosophies with Mikel Arteta and Maresca is Maresca. I don't mean this in a disingenuous way. Maresca is more of a tinkerman, in my opinion. Like he sometimes there's fullback, there's wing back, sometimes there's normal wingers, swap couple players around. Sometimes he wants to go a bit more directive, build up play. I would say games where Chelsea, are going to be the more dominant side. He wants his keeper to kind of dwell on the ball a bit. Neto as a false nine. To be fair, I think you could go with that on Sunday. We know what time it is. The midfield's going to get packed. There's invertedness going on. There's strikers dropping into midfield. I think it's either it's going to get decided on fine margins, whether that's Rice getting us out of jail when Sanchez made that mistake a few years ago, or obviously Pedro Neto's dramatic, quite frankly, equalizer, or us with set pieces. Like, you have to take Chelsea seriously. The only thing that gives me a bit of confidence, if we give Chelsea chances, they don't always take them. Like, not that I want them to get chances. Like, we gave Bayern one real chance in that first half. I know they missed one, but one real chance. Kimmich has found Gnabry, I believe. Gnabry squared it. Chelsea don't always necessarily take advantage of those moments. And respectfully to Chelsea, I think your defensive ethos isn't good enough. I feel Reece James is cold. He just needs to stay fit. Cucurella is doing his thing. Hatto is too young. He'll get there. I don't think your centre-backs are bad, but I think that's the only thing Chelsea are missing, if I'm honest with you. Like, you could say bring in some better ones. You could say just a bit more of a defensive ethos. But I think with how your centre-backs behave and your overall, what I see defensively, that will always give me confidence. And with the greatest of respect, because I did find out Sanchez is of Jamaican descent. So he automatically is the best goalkeeper in the world. With a keeper like Sanchez, whether it's set pieces or whatever, you're always a bit confident that you could get something. Whether we take it is another thing. But there is going to be interesting battles, man. It is. We have 4 clean sheets in the last 5. Don't get carried away. No, I'm not critiquing that. I just don't feel you lot are to the standard you can be defensively. That's actually the time that I get shook of Chelsea. When Chelsea, I don't care for the statistics and all of that, but Arsenal the best defensive side in Europe, right? For example. And there's other teams. When we're talking about this Chelsea side in that ilk, I'm not saying you have to be a defensive side, but when you're talking about Chelsea in that ilk on top of, Stalvio's a generational talent, Palmer's cold, all these other things, you're killing chances. That's when I think it's peak for the league. But you can have that. Palmer's back. Who's that? He's actually going to play against us. Is he actually going to score a legit goal? Or is it going to be a little bandulu penalty that they shouldn't have got? Who's that? Cole Palmer must really be cold. Butts to the G's and throws. Hey, you know what happens on Sunday, man. And hey, Chelsea fans, you know what this shoots on. You know what this shoots on. You know what this shoots on. You ain't beat us at your place since 2018. Make sure you got your shin pads. Yeah? Make sure. Yeah? You know what Nelly does against you, man. He's done it against Bilbao, Olympiacos, Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich. Forget Chelsea. Arsenal fans, you lot can't talk to me about it. For you lot that try to tell me to give up on this guy, am I shameless? Bet your bottom dollar. I ain't got the statistics to hand. But would it be fair to say Martinelli has one of the best goals to minutes ratios in the Champions League, both for Arsenal and in world football right now? Hey, Jurgen Klopp called him talent of the century. I'm just a fan. I'm just an armchair expert on YouTube. And you know what, Nonny? I need that goal against Chelsea. That's going to hit like crack in the 80s. Neuer kills me. Do you know what? I was watching the goal again. Yeah, Neuer kills me because do you know how slow Neuer's looking like he's running? And big up Eze for that as well. Big up Nelly. Big everything, man. And this is what good teammates do. Martinelli ain't the smartest of lads. Dumb it down for him. Oh, what's that? Who? Oh, shit. Who's this? Big up Kante. We're not going to draw you out. But you know what Nelly does at the bridge. Who's this? So they said my man's generational talent and that. I don't know him. I don't know who that is. Is that Archipong? Is that insert IC3 Chelsea Cobham graduate pack here? I don't know. Like, they all look like that. People like that all look the same. You know what I mean? Anyways, Bosquera for 30 million euros. Is it 30 million pounds or 30 million euros? Gustavo. He's sick. He starts for Chelsea. United, you would die for him as well. You would die for him. 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 What else we got? Tabs. Don't do this. Arsenal, the only side in the Champions League with 100% record. Listen, that needs to maintain. Cause yeah, I need to see that in the latter stages of the season. What Arteta and Rice said. We're gonna get into what Arteta said, but I want to see what, because we got the tabs for the press conference. But I want to see what Rice has said. Look at Bayern. Sorry, wait, is this Arteta? Well, yeah, we'll get into that. But yeah, this is Rice's thing. Look at Bayern Munich this season. They've been the best team in Europe. This was probably the toughest game tactically we've played this season. The way they worked it so good. We went man to man with them in the second half. And again, by tomorrow, people, because you know me, I'm not like these other YouTubers, these tacticals, they just rush things. I actually give you lots some in-depth analysis. I'm going to make a video, probably call it something like the last word on Bayern or something of that ilk. We're going to go over these things because the one thing that got me was the shape of Bayern and Arsenal. I think it's quite intriguing, but staying on task, people. We did go man to man, which means we back ourselves. And obviously, if you go man to man, you know there's going to be spacing behind. Everything in life is a trade-off. I know Chelsea battered by Barcelona and people are getting a Hansi Flick, but he knows, and he didn't change it, but he knows if I'm going with a high line, I mean, like the pros, it's going to give you better pros, but there's a lot of cons. So you have to live and die by that if that kind of makes sense, people. But yeah, man, we went man to man with them in the second half, and I thought tonight we were outstanding. The manager is so happy. It was a special European night. Yes, definitely it feels different to last season. It'll feel different when we do this. There are so many leaders in the team. We're taking it one game at a time. Come on, there's hunger and this desire to win every game. There's a long way to go. Let's not get carried away. Facts. It's been so easy to play with Martin Zubimendi from the moment we had with each other in preseason. I just knew we'd play some good football. I really like him. He's such a nice guy. He's a Spanish number 6. You know what Spain's number 6s are like. He's been so good for us. Every game requires something different. Every player knows their role. Arsenal scored 10 goals from corners in all comps this season. Corner boys in the building, hit anything but women and children. Don't give us those corners, boy, because you might just score from the corners, boy. How many times, man? Realest bars ever wrote. While they have netted 17 goals from set pieces, including pens, the most of any Premier League side in all competitions in the 2025-26 season. Bukayo Saka ended a run of 29 games without an assist for Arsenal in all comps. Less than that, registering his first since December 2024 against Palace. He created 44 chances for his teammates without success in between those two assists. Not when you hear them kind of statistics there and you think it might be Bandulu. It's not real, but let's say that, man. Like, let's say that. We don't care about that eye test stuff. I think we've gone over this with Rice. Let's see if we've missed anything else out. There's a lot more leaders in the team, a lot of players who have been here for a while and know what it takes to play for this club. We've been in a lot of title races and it hurts, that feeling of not being able to get over the line. We know how important it is every single game. The mentality is different this year. There's a hunger and desire to win every game. We can do that when we're at our best. He spoke about the importance of communication before the game. Well, for the goal we conceded, I think man needs to communicate a bit more how much they move and rotate, especially when you have Kane dropping from the strike all the way to the edge of the box. Kane actually did a lot of great defensive works and actions for them, if I'm honest. There's so many different things. He spoke about the power of communication, and tonight I think everyone was on it. You could feel it. There was something in the stomach. Another special European night. You loved them. You did it for the Amas. You did it for us. We owe West Ham some peas, man. Throw them Fabio Vieira. If you look at Bayern this season, they've been the best team in Europe. The games they've won tell you that. We knew tonight what game we're in for. The toughest game tactically we played all season. To be honest, the way they move, the way they drag you around, it takes a lot of communication, a lot of thinking. It's incredible. The way they work it is so good. It's top tier. Big up Owen Hargreaves, but I don't care what you got to say. You're not connected to my club. What's this? Oh, you can't play videos. We're going to get in trouble on YouTube. No need matter whack that. Press conference business. What have you said? It was a top night, great night, a lot of Champions League night. So it was perfect to get my first goal for the club for the win. On top of that, it's a perfect night. I had a long injury. Feels like we ain't seen him for years, you know. Sunday, make up for lost time. It was difficult, but today I made up for it. It's amazing. I can't really say much more, man. Yeah, it's massive. It's a massive show. It's massive what we're producing at the moment, not just in the Champions League, but our domestic form. And we need to continue at this level and just keep going. The level we're playing at right now is incredible. We need to try and keep adapting, keep pushing it, keep pushing boundaries. That's the only way we can stay there. What else has he said? Oh, it's only a second appearance. What has he said? Against Chelsea, yeah, for sure. You go 8 weeks without the thing you love the most in this world, so you're chomping at the bit just to be on the pitch as much as possible. I think he gave a good interview where I did like it. I can't find it. Where after the game, he was like, I believe in myself. I know about the language that was said about me when I joined. I got to give thanks to God. And he basically said they want to win it against Chelsea, innit? But What are you lot crying about in the chat, man? Bro, how many tabs have you? How many tabs? You must have a supercomputer. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. My computer is the original. The Angie Flicks. My computer is the original Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice. I'm Mikel Arteta, and well, I mean, it is a black laptop, so you could say Saka. There's no rest. When was the last time I turned this off? Couldn't tell you, but you know what? Let me stop, because I don't need you to break. Christmas is already going to hit the pockets. Every word from Super Mick Arteta, whatever you said, man, we're going to get the key things. On keeping the players grounded. Well, first of all, I have to praise our players because I think they had an incredible match. Again, in my opinion, against the best team in Europe. Individually, we were immense to resolve all the challenges that these teams bring to the table. After, yes, they know how hard we work to prepare for every single game. We know that the margins are super small. We started the week really well against Spurs, winning here at home. Today is another massive victory. But that's it. Now we go home, have a nice dinner, and tomorrow morning we prepare for Stamford Bridge. On closing the gap on the best in Europe, well, we've certainly been very, very consistent in the competition so far, but it's just the beginning. We are so pleased with what we've seen today. Again, the energy we created in the stadium, what the team transmits, the energy that we bring, the quality that we play with is incredible. And we have to maintain that because it's still very early. Unfortunately, every 3 games you have to do it. Every 3 days, apologies. And that's the beauty of it. And how big tonight was for the club. Well, they're a top side. I think they haven't lost in 21 games. And you see the record. So you know the difficulty of that. We managed to do that in 1 game. That's great. And that shows as well the capacity that we have. I'm very pleased as well with some of the players that have been given the opportunity today with all the injuries that we have. The ones that started, the ones that came in as well to finish the game. The impact was immense. That's what we need. Everyone connected at that level. On the strength in depth, we know about the strength in depth. So we're not going to worry about that. On Trossard, with Leao, we don't know. He said he felt something. We didn't want to take any risks. That's the only bad thing. Oh, shut up, Warren, man. This guy, big up you, man, but you're a fool sometimes. Chelsea also let De Bruyne, Robin, Salah go. Unlimited L's by Chelsea. You know what? It is L's, but maybe I'm too romantic, but maybe how it panned out for Kevin De Bruyne and Salah at them clubs, maybe if it panned out like they kept them and they believed in them, maybe they wouldn't be where they are, if that makes sense. Like maybe Harry Kane is not the Harry Kane you see today if he was 18 at Spurs and started playing. Rice is eating Chelsea for breakfast. What's Kante doing? To be fair, Kante did slip. They're doing him dirty. It was Bandulu, but it looks horrible. It does look horrible, man. It does. Quenda is a Starville 2.0. Nah, Starville's a league of his own. Now, to be fair, I agree. But if Fufana starts, I'm not too worried. All right, if Fufana's food, all your defenders off. If Fufana's food, Fufana's a good player, but he's emotional, bro. He doesn't keep this. We're on him. Premier League, Champions League, League Cup, FA Cup, Community Shield, English Super Cup. Hope you're ready, DG, for Arsenal to lift these. Define lifting. We just have to keep working game by game. I don't look at the league table. I don't know how you enter in any of those competitions. I just know we just got to run fast, pray to God, work hard, lose as less times as we can, vice versa, win as many as we can. And hopefully in May 2026, we've got something to give the fans something. But it's true. I do like to be sat here with you lot speaking about these things. It's nice to see what my boys are transmitting on a football field is filtering through to the fans. Bro, for 30 seconds, I genuinely felt I was Mikel Arteta in a press conference there. But yeah, we just have to keep working, my boy. On selecting the team for Sunday, we know you just have to watch the game they played against Barca yesterday to understand how difficult and tough and what a good team Chelsea are. So we know tomorrow we need to start to prepare and we go from there. On Madueke, very good. He's worked incredibly hard to come back. I think he was in a great moment before he got the injury. He's one of the players who's performing at the highest level, and now we've got him back. He played on the left, he played on the right. He gave us something as a different edge in that front line. I'm very pleased to see him, and hopefully many more to come. On our aim for the Champions League, yeah, obviously in any competition, the quicker you can wrap it up, the better. But we know the difficulty of that. We are still we still have very, very difficult games ahead of us, but we are in a really positive position at the moment. Big up Mascara. I think he was good. With Hincapie, we need to understand where he's coming from. He came from Ecuador after playing 290 minutes in big trouble, played the derby, the first start he had in the Premier League, and he finished the game very tired. So that maybe tells you Hincapie might have started, not to discredit Gustavo Mascara, bad boy, but he stepped in, he didn't look out of place. And he's so unfortunate. Gustavo, you're so unfortunate not to have bagged. So a big save by Manuel Neuer. And do you know what? Out of everyone, Marino, I don't know how you didn't score yesterday. You should have been doing the Arshavin fall. Oh my God, goal. What's the good thing? But that's the good thing. We have Mascara who can play in different positions. I remember you heard it here first. That Mascara right back shift is happening. He was superb, I think, both together with Saliba. On whether the team are ahead of where they plan to be, no. Maybe the first year we fought for the title because we didn't expect that. No, we're competitive. We're competitive and we're a good team, got good tactics, all of that stuff. We're in that realm now. What you need to do is go and win stuff. We can't be ahead. There's no ahead. Ahead is going and winning a treble or some shit now for me. So yeah, I don't know. Obviously, we didn't predict to have this many important players out, but the good thing is the way the team reacts constantly, and players have to adapt to different positions. I think, for example, what Mikel Merino has done today, I think it's incredible. He loves gassing Mikel Merino, but he's right. It's a big compliment to all of them because they're so willing to play, so willing to bring joy to this club and to win football matches. That's what we have to carry on. On the difference between us now and 2 years ago, trophyless, we are different. They are different as well. It was a different stage in the competition. There were very thin margins there in that tie as well. The way we went out, but that's part of the past. Hopefully we learn, we are better, and we're going to have to show that. On Calafiori's impact and instruction from the bench, that's exactly what I told him. Get the ball and go to the flank. I think Arteta's on Bants with that comment. Cross the ball between the side of the keeper and score a goal. I like it because he has an attitude and an aura. He does. He comes in to make things happen, and he's always so positive the way he plays. It's great that players come with that mindset. You know our thing, Arsenal. The amazing Arsenal record Martinelli has extended. They fucked up, you know. We're not even going to read that. Like, the headline, you lot can read this, but... Oh, Martinelli. Long story short, I don't think he scored, and we've lost. Which probably means you don't score enough, blood. Look, Jesus as well. You don't score enough, cuz. You don't score enough, bro. R.I.P. Diego Jota as well. That's actually made me a bit upset seeing his name, you know. Like, it's upsetting, man. But we move. What's this? Neuer claims Timber pushed him before Arsenal goal. Shut the fuck up, man. Keepers are moist. I can't lie to you. Sorry for the language. You're a prick. I can't lie. You're arguably the best goalkeeper I've seen in my 30 years in your prime. You're a bad boy keeper. I don't know what you were smoking. I don't know if you had snoss in your mouth because you were not psychologically ready. You were not football ready or word to bounce the internet ready. Why on God, big up you? Why you ran off your box, out of your box several times doing the sweeper keeper thing. And it's poetic that happened. What do you mean you got pushed? What do you mean? What happened to you? Lie, fam. I'm not a goalkeeper who throws himself to the ground. You've seen others do that. A goalkeeper that doesn't throw themselves to the ground. What saves are you making, you daft cunt? Anyways, maybe that would have helped in this situation, but basically you have to keep going until the ref blows his whistle and then possibly there's a free kick. Shut up, man. I was obviously off balance and that's clear. When I was in a different position, then I would have liked, then I couldn't get forward as much. That's your business then. You said it there. You know what they do with set pieces. The referees know that too. I don't know about the Premier League, but they've done that way intentionally as well. Oh, sorry for being good at something and trying to exploit it against a very good team like us, an informed side, the best in Europe, Bayern flipping Munich. You know, it doesn't matter what moment you lot, Real Madrid, PSG in the modern day now, people always going to put you down as the favorite. Sorry, but that should be no excuse. Of course, this doesn't feel good. No question about it. We had higher expectations. Expectations lead to disappointments. We'd have liked to have win here, but we have to accept it. Arsenal were better in key moments. We didn't create enough clear-cut chances. In the second half, we didn't create enough opportunities. Arsenal was simply more dominant, so the result is acceptable. You know what, Noel? I stand on everything I said, but all right, cool. You're a real one for that one. What's this? Arsenal will offer Mikel Arteta a new deal soon in a bid to keep the Spaniard at the club for the long term. We got Super Arteta. Don't worry, Amarin. Trust the process. We've been linked with FC Midtjylland's Francolino Ju. I ain't seen him play yet, but he's been getting a lot of plaudits. And every time you see club, we're the latest club to be linked with in this striker. So I ain't even gonna waste time with that. Let's see what Joshua Kimmich did. Now I see why I really gonna try to beat you up, bro. No, I don't think so. I think PSG were the toughest ones, especially the way they play. We still beat, bro. We don't care that. Oh my God, when we played PSG, they missionaried us. We just trying to bust a nut, bro. We got the 3 points and got the hell up out of there, bro. We don't care about that. Arsenal is completely different. They rely on set pieces. They love to play the long balls. They love to fight for the second balls. Everyone should be fighting for the second balls. It was a completely different game. Against PSG, it's more of a football game. Today, it was not so much about football. It's about game management. It was more about the duels. The win was well-deserved, but we have to learn from this game. Oh, fair enough. I jumped the gun. It was definitely a deserved defeat. I thought we didn't do well at all with the ball. We weren't brave enough. We weren't active enough. We didn't get ourselves enough options. Now, fair enough. This would have been sweeter if it was in the quarters or the semis, but Kimmich, on a serious note, you've been there, done that, wore the t-shirt several times. So I know you. So to hear you lot say this, prepping the step, but we keep going. We ain't achieved nothing yet. We weren't physically up to par against the ball, although it was clear what kind of game it would be. It was clear that it wouldn't be a game like the one against Chelsea, where it was mostly about playing football, but we're aware that it'd be much more about fighting for every ball, lots of long balls. Arsenal then, of course, play every ball sharply, whether it's a goal kick, a free kick, a corner. They do it sharply, play everything in the box. They love their set pieces and they go all out for them. Yes, we've conceded too many set pieces. And what did I tell you, lot? They've conceded 4 goals from set pieces prior to that game. They've now made it 5 people. So yeah, man, you lot do that. Company, pattern up, bro. We can help you if that's what you want. Chelsea have once again been linked with Miles Lewis-Skelly. I don't think anybody believes that, but there you have that. What's this? Arsenal been linked with a number 9. Who? Oh, FC Porto's Spanish striker Samu Ahihowa. Forgive me, I tried, man. No disrespect. He's got 9 and 15. He was linked with everyone last summer. He's still linked with Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, and the rest of them. Rice did. I ain't gonna read that, but he's paid homage to Caicedo. You know, Rice is a good youth, but no one don't care about that. Smash the like, subscribe if you haven't. What else have we got, man? Big up rants. And I know Chelsea fans, Spurs fans, United fans, the world is shook of us now, man. Pause for man needed to open their mouths. Okay, because you've got me there, I'm going to hit you with this. You all love football, right? Some of you have been watching football for years, right? Some of you support footballers and football teams, right? We all support teams. There's Rants is rated, so I assume there's Man United, there's Chelsea, there's Arsenal here, yeah? From August to May, you're letting strangers, men that you don't know, dictate your moods. You're following 22 men running up and down, tackling each other in shorts all day, every day. So where are we going to draw the line? Come on, be a bit more mature, man. Madueke is going to be essential, by the way, probably most important sign in the front line by the end of the season. So glad for Madueke. Martinelli off the bench is a killer, man. We love it. We love it. We love it. Rice knows his place. That's it. You know who I'm talking about. Who? Imagine if the Arteta out brigade got their way at the end of last season and Arsenal ended up with a manager like these clubs. We could be doing a lot better. We could be doing a lot worse. I don't know, man. Their first goal was with a long ball. Manager sour grapes, bro. Sour grapes, man. Arteta must win the Prem or the Chats before a new contract. Sign it anyways. Super big Arteta. I see why they call you deluded. Thank you, Drewski. You reckon? Come on, bro. Just as long as you're a bitch like me, and as long as you hit the like button, you know. Moral of the story, you're either so deluded or not deluded. Most hated and rated. It's better than not being spoken about, man. Arteta to receive a masterclass tutorial on how to manage a team by Maresca on Sunday. Okay, no worries. All right, that's cool. Where's the snippy talk? There we go. If you're right, fair enough. I talk a lot of smoke, so I'll hold my licks, but let's save that. Talk Sunday. DG, do you believe Sunday is a must-win? Pundits will be saying bottle job. Every game in the London derby is a must-win. Every game for this football club is a must-win. Every game when you're playing in England is a must-win. So define must-win. Everything we do in life is a must-win. You drew. So what? So what? Why is Kante like that, blood? Cry more. It's only banks. Don't cry, man. Noni thanked Jesus in his interview following the goal. Bless up. Yeah, man. Big up, DG. On a work break, joining the tribe. Come on, Vincent. Good results, last night. But let's go to the next one, humbled and focused. We got VG, Kai, and Gabriel Jesus soon. Then we'll get stronger, pressure mounted, so keep it up. I don't know if it's true, but there were some people on social media saying that Arsenal and Manchester United are having a behind closed doors friendly. Now, I don't know if that's the first team or the first team players of both teams. You know, I know Man United got a couple forgotten men. I don't know if it's youngsters. I don't know, but you'd imagine Jesus is playing in that. Maresca may be more experienced than Arteta, but he's not same level. Win or we learn, McNuggets. Big up Madueke, man. Buying waffle settings. Big up Dark. So we'll have to see, man. We'll genuinely have to see, man. But good night. Good couple days. Can be excited about our team and bullish and believe and all of that, but the job's not done. We haven't achieved anything at this moment in time. On that note, though, people, I'm aware that I'm going live with Kenny Ken, so I'm going to have to end this one here, but we're going live at 4. So big up you lot if you're going to join me. If not, I appreciate you lot. Big up my DG Nation that's always here. Big up, obviously, Rants for the Raid and everyone that followed in. Big up you if you just randomly been on YouTube and you just saw a live, like the algorithms doing the algorithm stuff and whatnot. Please do me a favor, smash the like button, leave a comment in the comment section, not the live chat, but the comment section, people. It helps the algorithm. If you got hype points, you know what you need to do. And big up you lot, man. And the most important thing is Tottenham keep losing. But on that note, one love.